Hello, everyone, and welcome to the highly anticipated, delayed, whatever you want to call it, episode of the Lonely Mum podcast. I am so sorry for not releasing this a lot sooner. Just like, well, I suppose a lot of you are going through at the moment. If you're on maternity leave or, expecting your first baby or second or fourth or fifth, I don't understand how time can fly so quickly and how so many things can happen at once, but I digress. At the moment, I'm sat here with baby A, and he's just having his lunchtime bottle, which he sometimes has, sometimes doesn't. And I thought, do you know what? There's no better time like the present. I will jump on and I will just get it done. And so, yeah, basically, cut long story short, I want to talk a little bit about antenatal depression because I feel like it's something that is never spoken about. It's always put down to, oh, you're just being hormonal, or oh, you're just this, that, the other. No, it's real. It's depression. You can be depressed and be pregnant, and you can be depressed about being pregnant but still want your baby. I follow a little account of this young lady called Minnie on Instagram. I think it's at Minnie Home. No, it's Minnie's Home UK. Either way, if I'm wrong or right, I will keep a link in the description of her social media. She's a 20-year-old, 2 little children. I think she's got 2 under 2. She's a warrior. She's renovating her beautiful council house, and she's making it absolutely gorgeous because some of them are quite plain, really, and quite showroomy. Anyway, and she actually did a reel a couple weeks ago, I think. Might have been a fortnight ago. Sort of just giving a bit of insight of what she experienced, and the comments on it were just phenomenal. I mean, people were talking about their experiences from 2 days ago, a year ago, a decade ago plus. And you know what? It made me think that it's actually my duty to actually speak on it because I didn't enjoy being pregnant. I had a bit of a roller coaster ride. I was sick like a dog throughout literally all 9 months. And just like how having the flu can alter your personality, can make you not really want to get up and go, being sick all the time and being nauseous more so all the time is the same thing. And I think that played into my antenatal depression a lot. Yeah, and I think it's something that people can't really get their head around until they go through it, that you can be depressed about being pregnant, about everything that goes along with pregnancy by your child. I mean, there was never one moment that I actually thought my son was the root cause of it. It was more of I was really unhappy with the symptoms of my son, I guess, is what I would say. But, yeah, I mean, it was awful, and some people hurt themselves. They, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. I mean, yeah, like the biggest thing is mentally, because I feel like you never have a chance to really sit down and process it or get over it, because as soon as you've had your baby, you're in the depths and the trenches of postpartum. So, I mean, I guess that's why that they say that mums don't really start to feel like themselves again until 2 years postpartum has sort of come and gone. And, those 2 years are just bloody hectic, full of vaccinations, colds, coughs, nursery placements, childminding placements, going back to work, not going back to work, juggling, juggling your mum hat, should I say, as well as things that you already have to juggle, like your job. And you listening? Baby A's just looking up at me with a milky smile. Yeah, your job, your finances, you're still you at the end of the day, and just because you have a baby doesn't mean your goals have changed. They might have changed in terms of deadline, but if you want to go and travel, you can still go and travel. It just might look a bit different. And oh yes, are you giving your opinion? And yeah, so I just wanted to really, I guess, hit the ground running and just say that antenatal depression is real, and if you, or if someone you love or close to someone is going through it, then just be really open and honest, because I think a lot of the time when I was pregnant, I was suffering, and I could see people acknowledge the suffering, but they didn't quite know how to perhaps communicate with me about it, because there is a big stigma with being depressed in your pregnancy, and that I think leads on to the massive stigma of postpartum depression and anxiety, and the fear people have about opening up and being honest about it. Oh, mind. But yeah, I mean, I would love to hear everyone's comments and what they found to be helpful, because in hindsight, I think my antenatal depression, obviously, it took a lot of my journey of being first time pregnant away from me, and I wish I had enjoyed it more, but at the same time I was just surviving, and so I don't give myself too much of a hard time. But yeah, and what's really important to bear in mind for those who have suffered from it is that whilst it's easier said than done, not every pregnancy will be the same. It's not linear, just like how postpartum isn't linear. Each baby brings a different pregnancy and different postpartum experience, and we just sort of, if you choose to have another baby, have to embrace it and understand that, yes, you might have a tendency to perhaps feel down and out a bit more than, I don't know, person X, but it's not to say it will be the same. And yeah, I mean, I look back and I think, what could I have done differently to have helped? And it's really hard because there's no resources out there for antenatal depression other than go for a walk. And I mean, we've just had COVID not long ago. I mean, how many walks can we go on? Mindful walks, you know? But yeah, I mean, it's very insightful. And, do you know, it makes me sad thinking about it, because I think, like, I went through it and it's a very isolating, it's a very isolating thing to go through. And yeah, I mean, like, it's not like your partner, if you have one, can really relate, because they're not going through the physical changes, which I think play a big role in it, like you are. And yeah, anyway, like I said, I would love to hear your thoughts and perhaps give your advice in the comments section below. What I'll try to do is I'll link Minnie's Instagram page, and there's also another fabulous, brilliant, love her, YouTube channel called Eves, and I think it's Even Oscar or Even Osk, and she does Mindful Mondays, and she just vlogs maybe like a walk, a mindful walk, and she sort of talks about what perhaps is going through her mind, her followers' minds at that given moment that week. Dealing with like postpartum depression, or depression perhaps not linked directly to postpartum, it could be about another aspect, mental health. And it's really nice because her videos aren't like that typical mum vlogger, everything is all like super edited and there's a nice transition. It's really like you're walking with her, which I absolutely love. And sometimes when I'm having really bad days and I just have to go for a walk with baby A, I will just put her on in my AirPods, and it is like having a friend with you. And I think we all have to acknowledge that pregnancy is lonely, postpartum's lonely, and even when you're out the fourth trimester, I feel like that's super lonely day to day. Especially if you're a bit like me and don't really have like many friends that have or are having babies. But yeah, I mean, I will link her channel below. Hopefully, do you know what? I'd love to get her on the podcast. Like, how amazing would that be? Because she's very, I would say she's got a lot of wisdom, to be honest. And I'm 25, so any wisdom that can be thrown my way is like amazing, and it's very helpful. And I mean, she's got 2 children. I've only got the one. I don't know how people do it. I mean, I know you just do it and you find a way, just like how you find a way with your first baby. But wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I have so much respect for her and for every single mother, no matter the capacity that they have or don't have. Ooh, careful. yeah, we are troopers, and that's something no one or, nothing can ever take away from us, is that as soon as you become a mum, I mean, regardless of like antenatal, postpartum, like just being a mum is already so much, and to have any other things to have to contend with that, like antenatal, postnatal depression, anxiety, OCD, psychosis, like I have so much empathy, and there really ought to be more resources, but it's very difficult to create a resource for something when like no one wants to talk about it, and no one wants to really share what they found helpful, and it just seems to be that kind of thing where you just get on with it and one day it disappears. But I mean, for some people it takes longer than others, and it's just such an isolating thing, and I would hate to know or think of anyone dealing with that on their own. But hey, here at The Lonely Mum, we're all here. We're all in the trenches. And, there's good days, bad days, good hours, bad hours. I mean, it's just the way it is, really. And if we can make like a little friendship group where, we just sort of have a laugh and talk about these things and spread awareness and spread resources, we could help someone, and helping someone is better than helping no one at all. So anyway, thank you for joining me for my very first episode. I am so sorry it was so delayed. I will leave the links below. Come and chat with me on Instagram. I am so excited to hopefully kickstart this. I actually, guys, I go back to work in literally we've got bank holiday Monday, May Day, like a week. What? Maternity, where have you gone? Like, I feel like I've just had baby A. Oh, it's wild. I am not ready. But maybe I can talk about that next, and talk about how I sort of, I don't know, negotiated the path of going back to work and things like that. And I will be going back full time, and I've decided to consolidate my hours, which, yeah, I have a bit of anxiety about that, but hey, we will make it work. I have an amazing boss and everything, so yeah. Anyway, have a lovely rest of your Friday weekend. It is raining in the south coast of England at the moment, which is great because May Day is always supposed to be very good. It's supposed to be good fun, to be honest. I mean, lots of towns and villages put on fetes, so let's hope it holds out. But I am not feeling too confident. Anyway, have a great one, and remember to talk. Don't worry if you're talking too much. Just talk to someone if you're going through something. You can never talk enough in my eyes. I love a good chat. But, yeah, baby A's looking at me like, can you come and play with me now? Because it's been 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm going to get on the floor and play with baby A. Have a great one, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.